Ladies and gentlemen, Kuzangpo, and welcome to the UGYEN Academy Artificial Turf, where today's fixture brings together two clubs at very different stages of their campaigns, but with equally important objectives. It is UGYEN Academy FC at home, defending against Transport United FC. For UGYEN Academy, the league table may not yet reflect the promise this young squad possesses. They remain at the foot of the standings on 3 points, but every match presents another opportunity for one of the league's youngest teams to learn, improve, and to challenge more established opposition, playing at home in front of their own students and supporters, which will be quite lacking, quite empty, as we do have the vacation going on right now, but they will be hoping to produce a performance that can reignite their campaign. Opposite them, one of the league's in-form teams. Transport United arrive in third place and full of confidence. They sit on 15 points, just 4 behind league leaders Paro, only 2 adrift of second place Tempo. They have found their rhythm just at the right time, but today a more melancholy tone. We gather with heavy hearts to remember and honor the life of late Mr. Ngawang Dendup, former national football player, dedicated coach of the Bhutan Football Federation. Mr. Ngawang, more than an outstanding footballer and coach, he was a mentor, a leader, and a source of inspiration to many young players. His contributions to the development of football in Bhutan will be long remembered. His achievements on the field brought pride to our nation, and his guidance as a coach shaped future generations. On behalf of everyone gathered here, I extend our deepest condolences to his family, friends, teammates, and all who knew him. May he rest in peace. And to honor his dedication and contributions to Bhutanese football, I kindly request everyone to observe a minute of silence. Thank you, and may his soul rest in peace. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time. May his soul find peace. Had the chance to talk to him during the qualifiers where he was a part of the Namla FC squad. Now Drukpa joined Thimphu FC later on. Hopefully he finds a better place. But moving on with the match at hand, it is UGYEN Academy under head coach Kinle. Their starting 11, Sochun Nyima 33, Kandu Wanchu 4, Jigdrel their captain, Hishisobel Tendop 12, Ronit Rai 22, Chimi 47, UGYEN 8, Jamyang 14, Ngawang 6, Province 7, and Santa Kumar Limbu up front at 10. Their strongest lineup right now, nobody missing. A couple of options on the bench as well, including Ngawang Sonam and Sonam Lode, who has gotten consistent minutes in their squad right now, hoping for the best against Transport United, who have recently found form. Biku or Bikash, who struggles, has finally found a goal for himself and their captain, 4 goals of his own in that one match. Now under head coach Ishwanda, it is Tikendra on goal. Tenzin Jamso on the wing. Daniel, Bishal 8, Jimmy 19, Martin Ayadele Damilola 3, Andrea Buyamoa 10, Tandin 17, Kinle 11, Abayomi 7, and Kamal Urao. The youngsters getting their opportunities amidst the culture team in the Grizzlies. Hard to tell who will end up with the victory in the end. But while Logan Academy are looking to upset one of the league's informed sides, as I've told you, Transport United should know that another victory could keep the pressure firmly on the teams above them. A reminder again as to the points table right now. Paro up on top at 19, 4 points away from Transport United. So a victory here will put them under very, very narrow pressure. Timber City second place currently is only 2 points above and in risk of falling down to third. But if we know anything from the story we've seen so far, it will be a back and forth battle between the three. So today, it is a battle between youth and experience, between potential and momentum. As 90 minutes await here at the UGYEN Academy Artificial Turf. And before we begin, this is your commentator, Ugintesh Toji. Thank you for your time. Thank you for tuning in. Let us enjoy the football at hand. And ladies and gentlemen, there is the whistle to kick things off. UGYEN Academy at the kickoff in their home blue. Transport United, the Grizzlies, in their away yellow. A rundown of the officials before we begin. It is UGYEN Penjo, the main referee, assisted by Tsering Punso and Pasang, the fourth official, Birman Limbu. These four responsible for holding the fort down amidst the tension that may escalate as Tandin, this time his start in a long while. Abayomi out to Kamal, whose creative presence again shining on. A solid touch back out to Abayomi, who will give the youngster the applaud for that touch. But no chance there for regrets, as it is back over to the Grizzlies. Miscleared there on that wing there, Jimmy. However, sends it right back out to Tikendra, Daniel and Martin Ayadele Damilola in that back line. A crucial partnership. But Martin's a hefty touch over to Pravin. It is recovered, however, by Eboyamoa. A hefty touch from the number 10 as well. Not quite sure what is happening, but somehow Jigdrell on the flanks. UA's captain, typically the partner of Khandu, drifting all the way up front. Hopefully they are not punished by that decision. Tenzin Jamso did not see him that last time, that last outing for Transport United. But with Abayomi blazing past everybody up front and not really need to be in as well. That flank covered quite heftily by the goals they were forwarding against their oppositions. Well, can't really say much. UGYEN Academy right now, only one win to their name, 3 points. On the other end, Transport United, the team with the most to gain from this match, as the Grizzlies earn an early corner inside the first 2 minutes of the game. Again, a look at Kamal, fresh out of his Gelsing training, I hear, graduate of the BFF Academy. And also, if you weren't aware, Transport United with their initiative to hand out a lot of minutes for a sort of promise for the youngsters to grow, the academy players to grow as well. They are trying to field as many youth players as they possibly can right now. Kamal consistent starter, Kinedoji as well. Hopefully, they get a chance to shine right now. 2 minutes in. On screen, Andrew Aboyemore, plenty of goal, plenty of assists in that last smash towards Abayomi as well. But this time the delivery is flicked up high and cleared off. However, Jimmy on the recovery, left foot, Transport United not really finding the accuracy on their passes that we saw last time around. It was simply pings going forward for the Grizzlies, but this time around does seem to be having a bit of trouble calibrating. Handball call there, Transport United. Quick restart. With the Academy, one possession back, but couldn't really force their way past Daniel Ronit on that flank. Does have one of the best goals of the season. First touch volley that sent it top corners on that right. But since then, haven't really gotten the opportunity to get his abilities up. As you can there. Decent delivery in, but Daniel gets that header flick now back off. UA. Solid promise on that build-up, at least typically not what we see from them early on. It is only in those last couple of minutes where we see them shine. It was their most entertaining match till date was that outing against Tsirang, where they had two blazing goals. Just top shot by Stefan Stalin, who came in the second half, delivered the two blows, adding on to Vijay Samal's opener that got them the 3-2 victory. But right now, against Transport United, who seem to be struggling in their first couple of minutes so far, might be a chance for UGYEN Academy also. Bring your attention to the black armbands the players are donning in loving memory of Coach Ngong Tendo. Always sad to see such great individuals who have made so much contributions to the growth of the sport we all know and love pass away. But it is a great fact to know that he will be kept in amazing memories by so many people. But back to the match at hand, Transport United. Possession deep inside UA territory, but no clear advantages. Abayomi did have one solid chance set up early on by Kamal, but since then their passes seem to be out of cohesion. Just not linking up the way they want to, as Abayomi did a solid job getting under that ball with that header, but it is nowhere near a teammate, nor it is anywhere near an attempt. Out for Lochonyama it is to restart from a goal kick. Daniel. Now off up front. Decent delivery up front to Abayomi, but a bit too hefty on that ball. It is right towards Lochonyama, and now Jig Drill on that wing. But no clear advantage again. Both teams right now being very generous, being very gracious as well, handing each other presents, a lot of presents indeed in terms of possessions, without each other really asking for it. And in the end of that shaky possession, UGYEN Academy still retaining a throw-in, touch right back. Transport cannot find the contact to clear it off. Tandanamge trying, however, forces that clearance right down the middle, which Tenzin will fling right up. Khandu header up to Pravin Rao. Andrew Abo got right in the way of that clearance, and now Abayomi. Back to Andrew again. Vishal. Abayomi down on that flank. Jigdrill. Plenty to offer in terms of strength, but against a guy like Abayomi may not really have the pace to gain an advantage, so Transport may want to get one in down on that left. But Jigdrill, not quite sure if you saw that, but doing well, keeping his head up, keeping his eye on Abayomi as frequently as he possibly can. That kind of awareness, that kind of decision making does a lot of wonders. Doesn't really seem like much. As Transport United, yes, in yellow, the Grizzlies as they are called, with the throw-in, the defending team playing at home, UGYEN Academy in blue, gets possession back off of yet another feisty possession there from Transport United. UA not really having to do much to get possession back, and on the other end, Transport not having to do much to get possession back to their side as well. Nabayomi getting involved a bit deeper. Vishal. Also, a reminder to our fans who may be simply tuning in right now, Biku not in the squad right now, not in the starting 11, not in the bench as well. Not quite sure if he must have triple yellow. But given his passion, pretty sure that is the case. I will confirm in a while and get back to you, as that squad just reached right before the game, so couldn't really get the time to confirm. As UGYEN Academy Khandu header flicks it right back. Kamal does well getting in to get a little bit of pressure in on Hochonyema. As now Jigdrill operating on that right back. Feels a bit more natural for the captain, doesn't he? Doesn't really like being restricted inside, as Daniel makes short work of that position from Santa. Pravin may have a shot, however, but it is not on target. Decent opportunity there from UGYEN Academy, but their striker is down. That challenge from Andrew came in strong, was clean contact, was a solid defensive effort there. Apologies, Daniel. But may have compromised Santa's ankles a little bit. And again, nice to see that sort of decision-making, that sort of decisiveness from Pravin, because you can't only rely on Santa up front to get your goals. Pravin, very intense in his motor, in his work rate on that defensive effort. But if he consistently decides to get his shots up just a tiny bit, that will be all the help that Santa may need to get UA finally back to winning ways. Amazing decision there from UGYEN Academy. Did not convert there, but decent effort nonetheless. Also, the black armbands, again, to our viewers who are donning the black armband on their biceps. It is a tribute to a very beloved coach who passed away. It is Coach Ngaung Tendup. We had a minute of silence for him. Recently, a part of Thimphu FC as their technical director, was the head coach of Tensung former, was the head coach of Thimphu City former a couple of years back. During the qualifiers, his most recent outing, I believe. was the head coach for Namdha, who got promoted up as Trukpa. So if you are listening to this right now, please do give him a minute of your time as well. Back to the match. Martin Zayatele, Santa being helped out on the sidelines, sends it right up. Then Jamso getting the freedom to operate a bit up front. Jig drill this time. Again, look at that frame. Amazing defense there from the UA captain. Does well, helping get that clearance out. But Titaniel now back in possession. Over to Jimmy. Lofted up. Kando, his aerial ability. No joke as well. This time the two big men are deciding to help out on the wings. Amazing help from their midfielders coming right back into that centre-back position, helping out when Kandu and Jigdrel are drifting a bit up front, trying to get those challenges in early. It is a smart decision because Transport United really like to abuse their pace, especially from their captain Abayomi. And against a runner like that, you cannot expect to get an interception in late. You will have to shut the run off early, put your hard work in, put that body of yours to use, and denied the opportunity of a run from ever manifesting. It's now up to Unauthorized to defend that left flank. Transport United. Back to Titaniel. Early on in a game, after Titaniel came in game after game, scoring headers, there was one time Transport United tried out with Titaniel up in front as a winger and a striker alongside Abayomi. Did not really work out, but the centre-back did have a lot of fun in that match. This time, back in that partnership with Martin Zayatele Damilola, where he has been an absolute wall for the Grizzlies this time around. Truly one of the league's best in that position. Last season around was amazing as well, alongside Bella, who has taken his talent since over to Drupal. Absolutely shining there, got the call up to the Dragon squad as well. So props to him for that. Transport United lost a lot of players over the shift in seasons, but not really missing them, as they somehow are managing to win game after game. A lot of solid contributions all across their board. Also, just got the confirmation. Yes, Bikash, a core part of Transport's midfield, does seem to be suspended for a match because of a triple yellow. A very capable player, but very passionate as well. Sometimes it just comes back to bite him in places where it hurts the most. But Tenzin Jamso. Chiktrell a bit late on that challenge, but Aegis Hopel does get the follow-up. Abayomi on the throw-in. Tenzin right up there, gets that touch back from Bishal. But stolen away. Pravin. Outlet down the middle. They do have that flank open. Jimmy Singh is stepping up and no options down the middle to work with. Again, that has been a stark weakness for Ogun Academy time and time again. If they are committing to an attempt, there are at max 3 possibilities. Either Santa and Pravin has dropped all the way back and their midfielders are left up top without many options to get that critical finishing blow in. On the other, the second option is either Santa makes a good run up front, but nobody else is up front. Pravin a bit far on that back, and Santa loses possession up front because he is not the guy you rely on to take that ball up front. He is the guy you expect to clean up on follow-ups, clean up on rebounds, set himself up in blind spots, and find that find goals inside that box. He is a typical poacher and a really good one at that, but that is not the way you use him. Or, in cases like this one, the pass never matures up front. It is stolen off when his team, when in the case that Santa has help, Santa has teammates running along with him, the pass doesn't come there, which was the case right now as Lochonyima tested. This time around, seems like UA's goalkeeper has taken off his ninja headband for good. Typically a signature identity, a signature accessory of his. But since their last game does seem to have abandoned it. On the other end, over in the women's division for UA, still donning it, their goalkeeper Sonam, as an early substitution, as Ngawang Sonam has been brought in. Seems like Santa's situation was severe indeed. But by no means should you expect a drop in performance. Ngawang Sonam, very capable, typically posted right up in front or right behind Santa, interchangeable in those two spots. His shot creating ability, his shot making ability as well. Very nice, just the fact that he hasn't really gotten that many opportunities to get that on full display as UA putting together a string of brilliant possessions until it went right towards Tanin Namge. His highlight of the season for sure, that goal which was followed up with a celebration way more memorable. As miscommunication, Tandin went right in the way of both Abayomi, neither seeing each other in that run. Too much inertia, too much momentum working against each other as now Jimmy Singh. Kamal back out to Bishal. UA solid defense there. Look at that zone, that communication, decent, but the only outlet that was available to them has been discovered, ends up in the delivery right inside towards Sochonyima. Also, seems like the captain's armband has been handed over to Sochonyima. Typically, you do see Jigdrill with that designation, with that role. A closer look at that clash early on between Abayomi and Tandin. Tandin not expecting that turnaround from Abayomi, and the follow-up. This jump shot just ended up clipping Chimidoji just a little bit. Taking that shot is Jigdrill. Still very young, but look at those legs. The size on them are massive. Maybe off topic, but it is something you would have to appreciate. Not always do you see athletes dedicating that much time and effort to their bodies, which Jigdrill seems to have done properly. Massive legs on the boy, really helping him out in terms of the physicality. But right now, he will need a bit more than that to keep UA afloat and away from the bottom place where they are at right now, as they get a decent chance out to Kamal, but he has been flagged offside. Solid vision there, solid connection as well. Just the fact that the delivery was slightly mistimed. It will be Lochonymas to take. Martin Zamelola. Option right down the middle, a gap in UA's defense, and now Abayomi looking to wind it up. Tries to flick it up above Kandu, but just can't quite get the touch he wants. Couldn't quite flick it back. It will stay over for Kandu to clear it off. Now a throw in. The Grizzlies are forced to retreat. UA, plenty of time to regroup, but in the midst of that, they do find a decent left foot and replied in kind with a solid save there from Lochonyima, but they will have one more danger to fight off, which they do quite clean. And now Pravin, open lane down on the flanks, decides to whip it in high up front to Ngawang. Martin Zayatele got there first with that touch, cleaned up by Ngawang, but the flag will nullify that advance. And now back the other way. A decent effort up front from Transport United, but a solid save from Hochonyema, who won't be beaten by shots placed that close to him. You either need him to completely commit up in the air, or it needs to be point blank and attached down on the ground, because those are the shots which Hochonyema has let through time and time again this campaign. By no means faults of his, because the teams that UGYEN Academy has faced has been allowed a lot of space, as this time they do get a desperate one off. Despite falling, despite stumbling, managed to get a brilliantly paced ball in the other way. Amazing effort getting that opportunity off of the delayed pass there from Titanio. Ayatele down the middle to Bishal. Typically, we do see a trio operating in that midfield for Transport United. It is Biku, who is facing suspension for a triple yellow. So he is not going to be joining this match. It is now up to Andrea Boyamoa and Bishal to help out with the build-up. Ayatele off to Jimmy on the left, tries to cut it back in, but Jimmy, your passes need to be a bit more mindful. UGYEN Academy surely grateful for the accuracy on those ones. Transport United, their heart rate definitely elevating every time Jimmy Singh making a pass this time around, as Tanin Namge a bit harsh on that tug against Pravin, will settle for a warning this time around from the referee. As Chigdral cutting back in, the big man gets off. A brilliant pass. The only thing left is the finish, but the Kendra makes an amazing read to get to it first. Amazing pass there from 15. Pravin tried to keep it away from Tikendra, who crawled his way towards the second touch. Amazing goalkeeping there. But you have to appreciate the pass that set it all up as well. Got it perfectly past Martin Zayatele Jamilola and just in the way of Pravin, who is looking a lot more active this time around. Typically, we only see that energy of his committed to a more defensive role, but this time, UGYEN Academy! Solid delivery again from that left flank. Ngawang Sonam, right in between the two defenders. We'll find a lot of space. Again, look at that athleticism on display. Had his body hung in the air. Managed to get a touch in despite all of that chaos, all of that unpredictability. Transport United on the back foot. A surprising twist of fate given the ranks both teams enjoy right now. Transport United all the way up at third, and the chance to climb up to second above Timber City right now. UA on the other end, only one win to their name, but right now if they continue to play the way they are right now, with the same sort of hunger, with the same sort of drive, with the same sort of wild energy up front, well, we may have a solid upset at our hands. A bit too ambitious, and look at the numbers UGYEN Academy have up front. Jigdral, decent pass, left foot, not enough power there from Ngawang. Decent chance there, Santa taken out, but right now UGYEN Academy, instead of falling back, they are progressing, and smoothly they are progressing indeed. Amazing football from the youngsters right now as they earn yet another goal. Transport United getting erratic. A closer look at that pass again. Ngawang clipped a bit too late there. Bishal on the ground tried to do all he could, but made that effort a bit more calm. Still too early to warrant any cards. Still too early to warrant any sort of tension. These two teams do not have any sort of bad blood as Chimmy. Always love to see the quality on those shots from 47. Chinta, I do believe he is called. An amazing talent for the side of UGYEN. His accuracy on those ranges, very lethal, but haven't really gotten the chances to take full advantage of his arsenal. As now Titanium, Bishal down the middle, Ayatele on the other flank. Does have Tins Jumso as well. It will go to Bishal. How are you, me? Not quite sure that is where you want to be. As without Bhikkhu, they may find it a little bit difficult to get those passes in confidently. Andrew Ebo and Bishal very capable in sending those passes forward as well, but they aren't really as decisive, aren't really as daring, if that is the correct word, as Bishal, as Bikash, my bad. Bhikkhu may make a lot of mistakes, but in those chances where his passes get through, in those chances where his passes connect, it is a chance Transport United are very grateful to have. Andrew does make a couple of those passes, but they may need a bit more volume if they want to swing momentum their way, because right now UGYEN Academy, despite not having too many possessions, have made the most out of the few they have gotten so far. Solid challenge there from Khandru. Love to see that from the UA big man. But he will play it patient. Back to Hochonyima it is. The first for build-up for UGYEN Academy. Hishitopel. Does seem like his role in that centre-back position is pretty much fixed. Khandru on the other end is drifting in a bit more, drifting out as well, shutting off those switches. But Jigdrill is drifting up front, so Hishe will be posted up right down that middle. Bishal looking to tear it up with a decent pass up front. Tandin lost track of that ball, still keeps possession, however. Outlet towards Kille. Down the middle, Andrea Boyamova. Kille, Jigdrill did his best. Might have been a bit of a shove there, but it is football after all. You have to expect a little bit of physicality there. Martin Sayatele, referee, calls that contact clean as well. And now up front, unable to connect again. Transport United, their passes simply unlike their last outing. A closer look at that challenge from Khandru. Wasn't really that strong on that challenge. Just managed to catch Andrew Boyamoa off guard. Back the other way, Jigdrill solid on that clearance, but that opportunity nullified nonetheless. A flag was up, and now up to Hochonyima. The youngster has been amazing this campaign. Doesn't really, is not really reflected by their team standing right now. Asabayomi all the way up front, but that delivery again, not quite in the spot where their captain would have preferred it to be, a bit too far forward. But at the same time, kudos to UA's defense, not really allowing passes to come in comfortably towards Abayomi. The last time we saw Abayomi facing that much problems, the first time in fact, was with Tensung. They faced their first defeat of the season, and where Tensung found their first win. That came against the defensive juggernauts in the military boys. Abayomi didn't really find many spaces to work with. The passes that were supposed to connect down to him were denied with plenty of energy, plenty of physicality as well by the Tensung boys. And this time UA looking to box Abayomi in as well. Chimi right down the middle, doing a solid job in that coverage as UA now in possession. Tochonyima, risky clearance there. Not really a spot where he expected a pass from. And now Transport gets a poke in. But it is cleared off quite strong there. Jigdrell. Now off down the flank. His jump shot clipped a bit late. It will be a throw-in for Jigdrell to take for UA. Jigdrell. No mercy towards Tandon, who did well taking that as well. Not quite sure how much of the audience you can hear, but UA's home supporters definitely enjoying UA's performance today. Well, does seem like that hit Tandon hard. Not quite sure where the contact was, but does seem like the effects are coming in steady. With that, Tandon is up. Kendra, when in form, one of the league's premier goalkeepers. But there are just times when even he is unable to save the Grizzlies from pure onslaughts. Which this time may be the case as UA has lost their fire a little bit. Tenzin, well, both equally responsible in that challenge. Not necessarily sure if I feel that Tenzin should have warranted a goal there. But it was simply momentum that sent Pravin down first. And now up to Martin Sayatele. Damilola gets it back from Tenzin down the middle. A lot of space. Pravin finally closing in. Forced to send it out long to Abayomi, who gets a header in. But it is placed a bit to the flanks. Quite brilliant on that skill there. UA now find themselves in advantage. They do have a lot of help inside as well. Chinta did well getting that delivery in quick, but had to send it right towards Tenzin. The other angles not really favorable for UGYEN Academy. Apologies for the congestion my jaw just had. But Chimmy gets a touch right back in. Had the chance to put it past the goalkeeper, but Tikendra, no hesitation, amazing decisions, stepping right up front in otherwise what would have been disastrous. Daniel closing in as well, may have gotten a block in or maybe even a clearance before Chimmy could ever have gotten a touch in on that ball. Not quite sure, but Transport United will prefer to keep the what-ifs far and away from their goalkeeper. As Tenzin takes a touch in, now off. Jigdrell winning possession back. Nawang up front. Has been on the end of so many great chances for UGYEN Academy. This time, can he create one more as he manages to cut off Titaniel? Chance delivery. Way too far out. Smart there from Tenzin to let it roll. It will be a goal kick for Tikendra and the Grizzlies. Kamal, the chance to get himself involved quite proper as well, right down the middle. Kinley trying to keep that possession alive. It is poked right down the middle towards Vishal, who may have placed the ball a bit too far up for Andrea Boyamoa. Again, right now, UA utterly dominating Transport United, who have not found a proper attempt in ages. All their touches towards the goal have been without power, without accuracy. No proper test for Lochonyima except for that one shot early on, which was placed right next to Lochonyima for a save. Still awaiting that spark of life. Less than 10 minutes remain in the first half. That's Jimmy coming in for the throw-in. His pass is not really the best and will continue to be so. 19 for Transport United, Jimmy Singh really struggling in that right back position. He is a solid starter, has been a solid starter for Transport United in their campaign this time around. Well, where did that chance come from? Awayomi somehow right in front of Lochonyima couldn't put enough power in that chance. Well, I do apologize for the audios that may be getting through our ground mic, but look at that contact again, not the cleanest. Seems like it went down to the ground first, which took most of the pace, most of the life out of that opportunity. And Lochonyima, despite getting to that ball very, very late, did at least manage to shove it away. Solid chance there from Andrea Buyomoa, winning that duel. Got possession right back out for a throw-in from Tenzin. But some of UA supporters in the crowd's not really enjoying that level of contact from Transport United, as they somehow get a ball in at the end. Tandinamge, no angle for a shot, took a touch way too hefty towards that flank, and it is stolen off. UGYEN Academy now on the counter-offensive, do find a lot of bodies to get an outlet to, but it is stolen right back out. So many options there, had to choose the most difficult one, and it ended up setting possession up for Transport United. Tenzin playing it a bit risky, but that ricochet does keep it in the air long enough for Martin Sayatele Tamilola. And now Bishal. Abayomi unable to fight through that possession, coming in, flying. It's Transport United who will get the call from the referee. Again, a closer look at that, went up in the air. Bishal did his best to run it, foot up. Ended up clipping Bishal, for which Transport United will now get an opportunity to get something going. Open play not really working for them without Bikash, as the accuracy and the, how would you call it, X factor, the decisiveness on those passes just not there. Andrew trying it out a little bit, Bishal as well, but that is not really their play style. They are more connectors, they are more conductors, not adventurers, which Bikash is. And without that in open play, it is Transport United facing off against a very audible squad, despite it being a vacation out here in UGYEN Academy. As Andrew lets it up for Daniel. But it will not count. Nice to see an amazing strike there from the centre back, but I do believe the offside flag was up. Despite not being counted, that goal for sure was entertaining. Because so far that is the only one that we've seen go in. And it was from Transport United centre back as well. Amazing kick up in the air. Have to respect that effort, as UA now may have their heart rates plenty elevated, as after seeing that one go in, even if it did not count. Typically in these situations you have momentum flare up by quite a lot, as Jimmy, not quite sure what happened to him, but his touches, his attempts, his passes just not falling, just not connecting as well. Hopefully he is wearing mismatched boots or boots of the wrong size, because that is not a performance we've seen from him this season. Hopefully he is okay, he is not sick, because Transport United may not find a decent answer for that right back position, as UA, decent chance then. A closer look at that. Kendra did well to tip it out. It will be a corner again. Chimmy, 47, taking it. Morgan Academy. Back-to-back opportunity. First time was decent. Second time to Kendra. It is again. Transport. Uncharacteristic mistake again. Kamal, decent there, winning that effort right back out. And now Tenzin, a flank open on that left. Posted up front, Abayomi wanting a bit more help, but Andrew way too far back. And again, Transport United, what happened? Not a caliber of football we expect from the Grizzlies, as 2 more minutes have been added. UGYEN Academy, on the other end, may be a major factor as to why Transport are playing like they are right now. Because the youth side playing with a level of motor up front as well that we haven't seen at all in this campaign. Having what could be their best game of the season so far. UGYEN Academy, a lot of promise, amazing football. Hopefully they can just sustain it through to the second half, because right now in the first, time pretty much up. Kille. Decent touch in, but unable to follow it up with decent possession. Abayomi frustrated up front, as now UGYEN Academy. Chance for Jigdrill again. The last minute of play. UGYEN Academy so far have looked hopeful. They gained their time and time again. This time launching off a quick counter. Abayomi making a solid run, but can't do amazing sense from the defender. Put his body right in the way, and now up front from Sochonyima. Jigdrill. Still Jigdrill, the dying seconds of the first half. Can we see anything to elevate the hope we have had so far in this match? But Kamal, recovered off by Bishal. Transport United may have the last possession if they play their cards right. Just don't make a mistake. You have a lot of teammates. Andrew, off to the right. They are onside. May want to look for a shot. But it is stolen off by a wonderful defensive effort from UGYEN Academy. past the additional time awarded. Any second now until the referee decides that this is it, but he may award Transport United one more possession. Andrew, plenty of pace, but it will go right out to Lhochonyima. Well, with that whistle, that will be it. Transport United, third in the table right now, halted fully in their steps by an amazing display of football, which was a long time coming from the side of Ugen Academy, who is playing simply wonderful. Santa subbed out, Longsona came in and simply went on to play amazing. Hopefully that form continues on to just improve and go further, drill further and get a goal in for themselves here at home. On the other end, Transport United may want to make a couple of changes. Chimisinge, will he be given the confidence to continue on in the second half? Because his touches are creating a lot of possessions for the other side. Also, we do have a solid turnout here at Ugen Academy, despite it being vacation. We do have the home crowd making a lovely show of support for their home boys. But until the second half resumes, this was your commentator, Ugintash Tochi. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for the support. Do let me know what you think the result will be like going on in the second half. Let's all pray for the betterment of this match. Also, a minute of your silence as well for the black armbands for the passing of Coach Long Dendo, a crucial part of the growth of Bhutanese football, has been a part of so many teams, a part of so many promising talents and their rise. So with that in mind, bye-bye.
Transfer United FC. Jersey number 17, Penny Mange is replaced by jersey number 5, Owen.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Chris Songpo, and welcome back to the second half of the bout between Transport United and UGYEN Academy. The first half, plenty of drama. Transport United, one denied by an offside. Ngong Sonam on the other end for UGYEN Academy with so many critical chances. One substitution made. It was Taninamge 17 who was brought out for Nawang Norbo. Number 5 for Transport United, UGYEN Academy, after their early substitution of Santa Kumar Limbu, after which Ngong Sonam was brought in. No major changes, and now back to the game we go. Lochan Nyima. An early denial of an opportunity there for Transport United. Ayatele flicks it right back. Possible advance there for Pravin, but a bit too far out. It will be a corner for UGYEN Academy to take. Plenty of chances, a couple of corners taken already for UGYEN Academy. This is the first since the restart. Early on, it was taken by Chimi. This time seems like it will be UGYEN Tillet setting it up for the home team. U8, they do have Chikdril, they do have Kundu as possible targets, but this time does seem like they will try again from a better angle, and that far flank left all alone. Decent chance there for UGYEN Academy, but Nawang still not giving up. Did his best getting a roll in against Kinle, but just lost his balance in that final stretch. Back out to Tekendra to set it up for Transport United. Vishal down the middle. Abayomi keeps it in control. UA looking pretty compacted, but that space down that middle, Abayomi will be there. Cleared off decent there by UGYEN Academy. Had the reflexes to get to it first. Again, a closer look at that solid pass. Abayomi just unable to keep it under control. Got a bit lacking since that restart. Kundu clipped it off with his head. Should be a wake-up call UGYEN Academy will need after that half-time break. Decent chance down the middle, but Andrew steals it away. Try to get one in up front to kill it. It will be UA's to take. Not many options. Will have to play it back. Chimi dropping all the way deep may not be the play they want to make as Transport United. Their new sub, Nawang Norbo. Possession ended early there by Chikdril. Closer look at that challenge. Looks pretty clean. Just that right foot may have caught the eye of the referee. A bit wild. That left foot was clean, that right. However, now gives an opportunity over to the Grizzlies. Early on, Abayomi did take it over Andrew. They may want to switch it up. UGYEN Academy, they have looked solid in the first half in holding down their set pieces. No advantage gained as of yet. Chikdril covering the gap. Ayatele inside, Titanial inside as well. There's Abayomi taking it direct. Solid dip in that final drop. Solid drop in the final stages of that arc. Apologies. UA safe right now. They do have an opportunity. Decide to take it down the left flank where Ronit was posted up, but the accuracy simply lacking. as UA this time get a restart. Chimmy, you may want to run a little bit up front, get an option down the middle where you could get a shot off, but it is Transport United who takes it back. Kandu misses that clearance. Nawayomi tried getting there. Kandu, a bit reckless there. Ugen Academy playing on. Maung Sonam posted up against Daniel. Solid effort there up front from Ugen Academy's 11. Left foot gets it right down the middle. Run it all the way up. But cannot get at the end of it. Transport United the other way. Kinle attempting a solid dribble in. Got past the first two. Couldn't quite get past. Ugen Tinle fought off a strong challenge from behind and now run it. Nawang. And now up to Hochanyima. Hochanyima. Up high for anyone to take. UA, their defense has been solid. Continues on to be. Still struggling getting those passes up front early on. That first 20 minutes, brilliance from Ugen Academy. Confusion on the ground right now. Andrew not liking that call from the referee, but does well keeping that complaint to a word. As Ugen Academy now with possession the other way. Andrew initiated that series of shoves back and forth. Decent opportunity up front, just couldn't find a touch in that final stretch. Ugen Academy, decent chance. Pravin on that right. May have let that ball roll a bit too longer than necessary. But he does have enough agility to get one final delivery in, which is scooped up by Tikendra Singh Thapa. Close call there for Ugen Academy, who may have at least gotten a chance in. And now Transport. Finally looking solid, but Kandu does well, siding that foot in to clear it off. Now Tenzin. Throw in ends up with Chime, who will not get a pass out. Andrew had that ball coming straight towards him, out of which he did not really have much to do. And now Ugen Academy promising again. Chimmy, this time looking solid, does get a clean pass out. Seems like he has resolved his issues from the first half as Kinle sent it right towards the chest of Ronit. Now out to Lochonyima. Was beat once earlier. Just fortunate that that was ruled offside. UGYEN Academy after that breather. Now the other way at the end of it. Well read there from Ugintile. In fact, anticipated that rebound coming towards his way. And now on that right. A lot of space sent in first time. Amazing effort there from UGYEN Academy. Missed this time around. But again, as I said before, again and again. Love to see that lack of hesitation there from Pravin. That is what they've needed all this time. Does help out a lot on defense, but as the guy your team relies on for goals, you want to get your shots up by quite a lot. For Pravin, that is especially true, and this match does seem to have come in with the mentality to get that executed. And now Transport United fail to get a clean pass into that flank. UGYEN Academy does well. Could have kept it under control. Send it out towards Aitele. And now on that left flank, there's Jamso. Failed dribble, intercepted. On screen, UA's coach has done an amazing job. At least their playstyle is amazing. That only means that given their age, they will only grow up into proper footballers. Despite not really seeing that come through this season as Transport United chaos inside. Possible handball there after coming off of the ground. Again, a closer look at that. Kinle, solid delivery, found Abayomi. Seems like wasn't really a handball. Saved from yet another wave. UGYEN Academy through Lochonyima. Build it out on that right flank. Stolen off early. Chick drill. Kept under control by Jimmy Singh. The other way, Kille now sets it up on that right. Decent run in, but even more amazing was that challenge from Jimmy. Timed it perfectly, but at the same time, not really much of an effort there to get to that ball anyways from Transport United, who are now looking for space down the middle. Kille. May have a chance there. Andrew. Clipped off by UGYEN Academy on its way forward into the box. It is now yet another corner for Transport United. Martin Sayedele Damilola coming in. Titaniel already there, back post behind Lochonyima. Kandru taking on that assignment. Kamal right up in front of Socho. Andrew, a respectable threat as well. But UGYEN Academy right now facing off against a compact box. A lot of people inside that 6-yard box. Lochonyima does well getting to that ball first. But no advantage gain. UGYEN Academy did well holding on that time around. But for another wave, it is right back out to Tikendra Singh Thapa. Transport. Letting off a wild one. No threat there. UGYEN Academy in possession again. Hopefully they keep it alive for a bit longer this time around. Tries to loft one in, helping set up a run there for Pravin, but it is clipped off early. UA held back. This time the referee. Yellow card for Tenzin jumps off. Transport United piling up a lot of yellow cards right now. One of their crucial players, Bikash, out with a suspension for a triple yellow as well. They will have to be mindful of that moving forward as UA looking to wind up. That shot is decent. Slight deviation and it would have been perfect to get one in, but had to go right towards the goalkeeper of Transport United. Sent it up, caught the back of Abayomi's head, and dinged right back out for a UA possession. Chimi, this time involved way up front, but the pass way too lackluster on the pace there. As Bishal responding in kind, UA find a breakthrough down the middle, clip it up, but still Ayatele get ahead in somehow. Chimi, left-footed off towards Nawang. Nawang still off of Titanial. It is Ayatele off of the 50-50. A calm stretch in the first tower. Plenty of chances. The only one we saw go in was ruled out with an offside. So back where we are right now, still 0-0 the scoreline. Heading into the final half an hour of the match. UGYEN Academy on the other end, also without their star striker up front, who would have thrived in the chances they got in the first 30 minutes of the game. Hopefully his injury is not of major concern. Did have a lot of injuries coming in across the entirety of the league. Andrew gets it back from Jimmy, sets it up inside the box, maybe a bit too far there for a proper header, but out of that, right, Daniel looking to find that finishing pass, his own teammate. But at the end of it all, Kinle down, trying again. Vishal sends it up to Abayomi. A solid defense again from UGYEN Academy, keeping them afloat still. A closer look at that chaos. Titanial with the first header. That rebound ricocheted off towards Kinle. Titanial looking without any mercy to finish it off. Jigdral and Kandru did well, sending that ball up in the air. Ronit on that follow-up. Hopefully he is okay. Does seem like his went on with a collision versus Kinle, but does seem like he is okay as that ball goes out for an UGYEN Academy possession. Jigdral Abayomi and Mawang up front, putting up the challenge against the delivery from Ugentinle. Keeps it brilliantly under control, but up in the air by Daniel. Solid header there, no chance for jumping in of Cheddar. But Ugan Academy do get the cleanup, not quite for long. Ty Daniel getting a bit too wild there with that possession. Again, a closer look at that. Solid header there from Ty Daniel, got right up, but on that follow-up, Nawang, the first struck, Ty Daniel, the follow-up. As Chimmy get the restart down at the center line. Nawang. And clean up again. Andrew coming up for Transport United. Abayomi may have a chance. One-on-one against Socha Nyema, but will not find the back of the net. Decent chance there as the Grizzlies captain seems to be coming in alive. Got a decent angle in. That left foot just couldn't keep it under control enough to keep it under the crossbar. And now Ugan Academy may be facing their first proper tests as Transport United look to come alive. They may want to put up a couple of chances of their own up front, because they do not want to hand over momentum to a team that proficient in counters. And again, ball right inside that 6-yard box. Doesn't find a target. Ty Daniel, as you can see, time and time again, Transport United trying out with their big man up front. Does seem like they have given the nod for Ty Daniel to take part in their scoring efforts up front. Early on, when their goal was deemed offside, was nullified, was cancelled out, it was Ty Daniel who put up that amazing strike against which Socha Nyema had no chance. Despite not being reflected in the scoreline, that was a wake-up call as Ugan Academy almost got that ball up to Ngong again. He has been at the end of so many possessions. He got off so many decent chances as well. Despite the defensive efforts Transport United were putting up against him, they did a really incredible job filling in that role for Santa. Right now, would have been a completely different story had Jimmy Singh not gotten that interception in first. But they will have to fight off yet another possession as Ugan Academy get a corner. Delivery out towards space, ricocheting, Kendra at the end. Decent chance there, amazing hustle to get a body in that clearance as well, but Ugentinle tried to get a pass in, which is stolen off by the Grizzly captain Abayomi, now looking to launch it up front. Kamal back in that forward line. It will not amount to much as now Ronit. A lot of potential in these youngsters, which we haven't seen in a very long time. But the good thing going forward is that the signs that these kids are showing in this match at least are really promising. Did have an amazing first 20 minutes in the game. Just need a replica of that going forward. No need to rush. Just play your cards right. Just play your cards calm. That's Socha Nyema. Decent effort cleaning up on the other end. But with that, they may not have enough help up front. Martins. Andrew. Kamal up front. So is Sabayomi. But in the middle, there is Norbu, who had a lot of space. But a failed dribble and now a failed pass, the follow-up from Andrew. However, Ugan Academy, that guy was wearing yellow. Abayomi Delivery inside, header off by Khandru. It is still Andrews to take for Transport United, who lets loose a left foot. Right inside. Well, follow, but blocked off right at the line. Amazing defense there in the final line by UGYEN Academy. Kept all those follow-ups away. Andrew with that first. Clipped off Kamal, saved by Socho, and the follow-up denied by Ngawa Tenzin Rabke. Amazing effort from the youngsters. Yes, Transport opportunity again off of that corner, but that will amount to not again.
Substitution for Transport United FC. Jersey number 9, Kala Guru is substituted by jersey number 66,
Also seems like we have a substitution underway for Transport United. Kamal ended off with a bang, didn't he? Decent opportunities, just couldn't convert. Will be subbed out. Coming in is 66, Karma Punso. Solid follow-up there from Daniel. Not quite sure if there was a touch from the side of UGYEN Academy. Doesn't seem like there was. Lojani must to take, but they do have a man down. Does seem like it is Khandru who took a brunt out of that challenge from Titanium. Does seem like he will be shaking it right off and coming back into this match. Shimi couldn't quite keep that ball in possession. By Daniel, anticipating that touch, keeps it away from UA. And now the Grizzlies get yet another chance to get one in from a corner. So many times they have gone through this already. So many times they've converted as well. Right now may be a moment where they might need a replica of that to go in. Right now in this match, no success yet from these set pieces, but this time taking it is Abayomi. Feeling the missing presence of Bhikkhu desperately. Here, Transport United, as they will now have to face off against yet another wave. UGYEN Academy had four in that midfield. Had they kept it a little bit more calm, just had to send it all the way up. Kendra, very high success rate while coming up off of his line to get those interceptions in. Amazing sweeping ability from the goalkeeper. Not really one UA might want to test. He did have the numbers advantage, but that will be for naught as Transport United. Abayomi lets it behind Kille. Follow up, not enough power. Solid possession there. Maung Norbu keeps it towards Jimmy, and now Kinley down on the flanks. In Academy, solid effort on that defense. Both teams wanting the call on that situation, but does seem like it has been awarded to Transport United. Again, a closer look at that opportunity early on. Dara Daniel, but Daru let a brilliant one in towards Abayomi. Chinle, the final say in that confrontation. Taking it, Abayomi again. Well, a couple of appeals there from the Transport captain. Well, if that last delivery is anything to go by, UA may not have much to worry about. The referee, however, having trouble keeping the situation under control inside that box. Abayomi, decent delivery in, open net, still anyone's ball to take. Nyima gets off a punch just at the right time. Martin Sayatele tried to fight it off, but the referee Martin Sayatele off of the interruption there. On the try. Over to Chime. UGYEN Academy's build up. Looking promising. Chime on that left flank matchup against Karmapunto. Gets a step in. Decent curler there. But Wentz had to go straight towards the goalkeeper. Abayomi gets a massive flick in. But a stumble will cost that shot in its early stages. Did get one in nonetheless. Missed. Again, a closer look at that. Despite the stutter, still had the explosiveness to get past all those defenders and let loose a decent effort. Such a beat, but off target. So it will be a sigh of relief for UGYEN Academy. A bit more than 10 minutes remain. Both teams very comfortable in clutch time. So many goals we've seen fall for both sides in the last 10 minutes. And everything at stake. So many times we've seen the teams on the ground right now have goals get in against each other. In the last 10 minutes. Hopefully that comes true today, because right now the audience out here in the ground haven't really gotten much reason to celebrate. At this point, one falling in for either side would bring a lot of joy and a lot of life here in this match. As Chinta gets off a decent pass over to the wing, but his involvement may be needed a bit up front as Pravin cannot get there at the end of a decent chance. Abayomi, pass intercepted there by Jake Drell. Very clean from their former captain. Andrew Abayomowa. Right down the middle, Nawang Norbu, Andrew is down. The play will continue, not for long. Seems like the referee is getting the whistle out for Takman. Yep, a bit late to that challenge. It will be Andrews to take for Transport United. Tamilola. Abayomi by Daniel right inside, but again. Yet another miss from Transport United. A very narrow angle indeed, but look at that. Blunted that left foot far too back and ended up with that right foot catching that ball a bit too far out on the side. Officially 10 minutes remain. The referee not quite sure what happened there, but has given a warning over to Lochunima. Solid contact there with that ball, but will not find the teammate. Martin Zayatele. Hefty touch. Now Ugen Academy try to send it out on the flanks, but solid read there from Jimmy Singh will stop that ball right in his tracks. As now Abayomi. A lot of help. Hi, Daniel! Centre back having a lot of fun up front. A lot of shots. Is doing a really great job with his positioning. But not seeing the shot we saw early on that got them the disallowed goal. As Ugen Academy, almost a close call over in the other end, cleared off by Jimmy. Ugen Academy may still get possession. Yes, they do. Jamang Hendrup off to the sides for a shot from Jimmy. Martin Sayatele operating alone in that back. His centre-back partner up front, Ty Daniel, 95, has been at the receiving end of so many setups from Abayomi, their captain. They want to convert one of them before the match ends. A draw here will help neither. A win for Transport will take them to the top two, 2 points behind Paro FC, who are in first place right now. As for Ugen Academy, they will still be in the bottom two, just that they will swap places with Tensung. A draw here will not carry them anywhere else. Ugen Academy tries to needle one in. Jimmy, that spin on that ball caught him completely off guard. Did well adjusting, however, as now Ronit on the left flank gets a pass in down the middle. Ugen Chile fighting off a hefty challenge there from Kinle, and now Ayatele. Transport centre backs now switching places. Ty Daniel seems like he has had enough with his chances up front. Chance has now been given over to his other centre-back partner, Martin Zayatele Damilola, their number 3, to take part in their attacks up front. Kundu at the final end of that clearance. Well, Transport United. Abayomi. Amazing timing on that tackle coming in from Ronit Rai will hold that momentum at least a little bit as Transport United now get it towards Kille to set up that corner. Decent delivery. Maybe right inside our header. Solid effort there, but it will be a restart for UGYEN Academy. Seems like Transport has another sub coming in.
Substitution for Transport United FC. Jersey number 11, Kile Dorji, is replaced by jersey number 22, Kinga Zanko.
For Transport, seems like it was Kiledoji that was taken out. King Azangpo, 22, came in. As Tai Daniel, their centre back, now in his rightful position. Tekendra to clear it off long. UGYEN Academy may get one more possession. Run it. Did well sending it away from the defender, but ended up sending it away from himself as well. Jimmy Singh on the throw-in. Vishal lets off a decent one right into the midst of that chaotic congestion, but out of it. UGYEN Academy tried to send one in long, but it was Transport United who had a personnel right up front, right up at the end of that ball. And now Norbu trying to flare it out between the two defenders as UGYEN Academy getting restless. Right back out to Kendra, getting involved himself. Time and time again, we've seen UGYEN Academy get opportunities for long shots, which have converted as well. They do have capable personnel. Hopefully, Kendra not caught off guard. We'll have to be mindful of that going forward. But UGYEN Academy, well, at least it was hopeful in those first couple of challenges. As UA launch it off long again, a Hail Mary, and at the end of it all is Pravin Rao is not able to keep possession. That flick from the header sent it right back towards the defenders who were trailing. Behind as well. Mistake yet again. Ronit tried to send one in, clipped off, and it will be a chance for UGYEN Academy. Shimidoji stepping up for that delivery. UGYEN Academy may not want to lob it in. They may want to get a shot in from the edge of the box if they can get a guy there, if they can fake a delivery. As UGYEN Academy launch one way out, that header keeps it right towards the Kendra Singh, who will send one off immediately. Their captain up front, very capable in those fast break situations. Looking to hunt for one more, but simply unable to. That possession halted by a lot of seconds, and that may be all UGYEN Academy need to regroup in their back line. Sonam, desperate run, Sonam. Now a lot of space, may get a chance as UGYEN Academy send that shot off the goalkeeper and off to the side. Solid chance there for UGYEN Academy. That's the last couple of seconds in the 90 minutes of regular time left on the clock. Will be facilitated by a delivery from yet another UGYEN Academy corner. Decent delivery, but it is way too short. Driven out by Daniel, the defender. Takes it up front, Abayomi waiting. Nishe closing in, too narrow of an angle. Four more minutes of additional time, half a minute already passed. Chimi sends it out long for UGYEN Academy to regroup out towards the Kendra, who scissor kicks it right back. Vishal, not quite sure what the thought process or where the confidence for that one came from, but can't expect to go right in between four players and come out with possession as UGYEN Academy still struggling for any sense of build-up. Well, that looks like it was definitely a foul there on Abayomi. But happens on screen. Transport's new head coach, Vishuwanda. Formerly was part of Timbu City some time back, I think. Transport United led by Ngaung Jampel until they had to call in a replacement. Last minute is Abayomi desperation getting evident. Nyima. 2 minutes left. Could be plenty more time for either side to get one in. Tocho. Header keeps it right back. UGYEN Academy sends it right down the middle, out of which Vishal comes out with possession. Tried to get one in, but watches with that accuracy on that pass. Vishal. Tocho Nyima, heavily contested there by Abayomi, who runs right out. It is UGYEN Academy now in possession. This time they make a clean connection right up front. Last minute of additional time. Again, a closer look at that delivery. Way too far forward there. Should have expected the goalkeeper to come in. That's by Daniel. Got a chance in for Tikendra, who is signaling the rest of his team to get right up inside that box. UA may have a brutal obstacle to face in the last couple of seconds in this match, where they right now have the promise to earn yet another point. Basti Kendra gets a clean one in. That header will find the back of the net. Finally, Abayomi has made it one in the last possible second in this bout. UGYEN Academy did well holding on. Just couldn't fight off that accuracy on the delivery from Tikendra, who kept it far and away from UA centre-backs and their goalkeeper. But with the celebrations underway. UGYEN Academy may be given one last possession if they play it quick, if they blitz it to get one in. Just above Tigral Doji as well. Amazing delivery from their goalkeeper, which their midfielders could not do for the past 90 minutes. As Transport still in possession. UGYEN Academy could have gotten one last chance, but with that, it is Transport United who comes out
Ladies and gentlemen,
with a victory at the last possible second. UGYEN Academy will continue on with their losing streak. That first 20 minutes, full of promise from their side, just couldn't sustain it long enough until they had one goal win. Transport United, on the other end, looked very shaky as well. Just fortunate that their captain got one in. And with that, 5 of their last goals, all courtesy of their captain, had 4 in that last. And that form will continue on. As the scoreline ends, Transport United 1, UGYEN Academy at home 0, with yet another loss. Until the next one, this was your commentator, Ugintish Toji. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for the support. See you guys later.
찍어.